Hey guys, how's it going? Masterbucks here, and welcome to the 14th episode of Season 4 Southend United. And again, yes, I know I've been saying this for like the last 3 or 4 videos, but especially now if you couldn't tell, because it's gotten a lot worse, I actually have a really, excuse me, a really bad throat at the moment, and that's just because I'm just, I've had like a migraine, which has then turned into a flu, which is now turned into like a bit of a chesty sort of cough, if you will, but yeah, a chesty sore throat. It's absolutely ridiculous, especially considering that the FIFA 14 early access, the season ticket early access, is actually out in 8 hours from me recording this bloody commentary. And this is when I get a sore throat and, you know, all that sort of stuff. But I'm going to work through it. Fuck you, sore throat. Ow. Oh, jeez, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, well, still, I'm going to have to continue on. And, yeah, because I said, it's just going to happen. I am not going to not finish this series into before the FIFA 14 capture event comes out. Oh, not the event, sorry. But anyway, I'll talk about what's on the gameplay because we'll get a replay of it. As we see here, we had a ridiculous clearance that nearly went into the net. I thought it did, apparently not. And thankfully, we ended a game against Liverpool, which is the first leg of the Euro League 0-0. Unfortunately, it was the away leg. It would have been great to have got a goal. But look at this. The replay, you can kind of see that Fraser Forster's ass is in the way of this, but you'll still be able to tell it here. RK comes out of nowhere and kicks it away. And is this in the net? Apparently not. Only, it's a game of millimeters there. That's ridiculous. But, yeah, it was not, it was not a goal, apparently. Thank God, because that would have absolutely pissed me off entirely. But still, no, that was not a goal. Thank God. And, yeah, unfortunately, we've lost Ericsson for a week, which obviously isn't great, but I was thinking we were going to lose him for a lot longer than that, especially considering how we got injured in that game. But as you can see there, we are still 4th at the moment, and, excuse me, yeah, we are 4th at the moment. It's ridiculous. Why do I get a sore throat now? It's because, I don't know if it has got anything to do with the fact that I've been recording all these episodes and doing all these commentaries of Southend in such a short period of time. I spent like an hour to an hour and a half editing and more or less recording commentary of these games. But look at this. The double efforts from Bonnie Purty now sends through Barcroft, who's got tons of space. He is getting closed down, but he gets a shot off. And Ben Foster, no way he's going to be able to stop that. And in the 25th minute, we go 2-0 up against, excuse me, West Bromwich Albion. So, yeah, no, going pretty well so far. And, of course, as you could see, at the start of this game, I showed you where we were in the on the table. We're currently 4th at the moment. Angelo Ramezi does a little roulette, nice little pirouette past his man, but pulls out a save, the West Brom keeper. Of course, Angelo Ramezi, the bloke in the very, you know, sort of out there orange boots, very eye-catching. The midget, the 5'5" midget, he's actually meant to be a player that's meant to get into high 80s or 90s. He's got that sort of potential. Someone that we scouted from Italy, so hopefully he will do that. I decided, hey, let's give him a game, why the hell not? And I thought he did okay for us. And as you can probably tell, I'm not actually showing or even reading out the votes at this point. I think it's kind of beyond me. I just need to get this video done or get this season finished because I've got the FIFA 14 early access. It's coming out in about 7 to 8 hours, and as soon as it's out, I'm going to start on my FIFA 14 stuff, and yeah, I'm not going to wait. But yeah, I really need to get cracking on it, and I need to get this finished. And I feel like, you know, I'm going to be doing the I'm going to be telling you who wins and all that lot, but I guess you don't necessarily really need to know the votes, do you? But still, either way, we do have this second leg against Liverpool. We scored early, we're at home, but then again, if we concede, we're still going to lose, which isn't great. But Benzia, after a save, had a shot, he hit the post. I felt like I was trying so hard at this point to try to get a second goal, and it just was not happening because we really desperately needed a second goal, because that meant if we conceded, it didn't matter. We're still winning. And, yeah. And if we did concede without getting a goal, then it means that, yeah, because of the away leg. And I was really nervous here. But look, RK comes out of nowhere, stops the shot, brilliantly done. My keeper throws it right back to them, and then I pass it right back to them. Somehow we keep getting the ball back. It's ridiculous. But, yeah, look, this is it. Last minute of stoppage time. If they're going to score, they got to score now. Afellay with a shot. He's injured. We head it away. Luke Shaw. It's not far enough. Rue makes him go one way and tackles, excuse me, tackles Afellay, and thankfully it's a 1-0 victory against Liverpool on aggregate, and we're going through to the Euro League final, which yeah, the EuroLeague final, we will be playing against Inter Milan, but it won't be in this episode. It will be in the next one. We've also got a few players here that our scouts have found. This is going to be in the last year. We got Jared Wilson, who we were scouting before a month ago, and then it turned out he turned into a gem the next month, which I didn't really understand, but I picked him up. Picked up one other guy as well, didn't really catch his name, and now it's Fabian Milan's turn. He's been absolute dirt. He's pulled up a bunch of turds, only 4 of them in 3 months, but yeah, none of them were any good, and I just said no to all of them. But yeah, despite that, anyway, the next game is going to be against Everton, and look, we are still in 4th position, still fighting for a Champions League spot, and we just need to get a bunch of wins. Really need to secure that spot because it would be fantastic to play Champions League football next year and or next season. And of course, I will mention, of course, that next season we will be, or should I say, I will be simulating. I will be doing some. I will be simulating through the rest of my career. This is going to be the last. How the hell did Ross fucking Barkley actually get that? How did my defender and above all my freaking goalkeeper not take that and not deal with it? Ellie Roux, the tall black man, and my keeper, the 6'7" tall goalkeeper, who can actually use his fucking hands, and somehow it didn't work. And again, more confusion at the back, not able to clear the ball. Ross Barkley again shoots, and only that time he couldn't take advantage of my defense's fucking just retardedness. But yeah, we ended up losing that game 1-0 against Everton due to a really just ridiculous crossing goal. And yeah, you can see Manchester City would have a massive gap, a massive lead at the moment, and they were really always going to win, especially in the second half of the season. You just know it. And look at that. It's a 13-point advantage with like 4 games to go. That's ridiculous. And yeah, but still, we do have a game against against Sunderland here. Fletcher on the ball. Somebody tackle him. They eventually do. The ball just stands right in front of him. Try to pass it away. Give it right back to him. Somehow fucks up the shot. It's just ridiculous at the moment. And by the way, I will mention, I don't think I'm not sure. I might be talking smack right about now, but I don't think I've actually scored in this entire episode. I don't think I have. I think we've had like 3 or 4 games without me scoring a goal so far, and we desperately need one. 90th minute, I try to cross it in, but unfortunately I stuff it up. And yeah, I stuff it up, and that's still another 0-0 draw. So we've had a lot of 0-0 draws in the past, and oh yeah, I did score against Liverpool, but yeah, that was about it. That was only the 1 goal. Apart from that, we have really been able to, or recently, I was actually struggling to score. But yeah, it's still another draw when we just need wins. We need to get into that Champions Cup spot. And look, after a draw and a loss, we've dropped all the way to 6th. So, you know, it's still very, very close. Only a 1 point in it on the table to see who's going to finish in 4th spot. But look, early on against Tottenham, 2nd on the ladder. And in the 5th minute, Marco Roas scores a goal, finally breaking the drought. And yeah, it was just tucked underneath the keeper, thank God. And yeah, continuing on still, Tottenham on the ball in the 45th minute. Aaron Lennon on the ball, going one way, going another way. Ellie Roux doesn't know what to do, passes in to Rodrigo. Somehow Rodrigo just waltzes in, super easy, almost uncontested, gets a shot off, and that's the equaliser pretty late on. But still, straight from kickoff, Depay, Luis Benito, Roas with a bunch of space. Nobody's in the middle, so he's going to have to take it upon himself. He does a Ronaldo chop, keeps running straight. A little exploit that I found out quite in recent times. He actually pulls it off, and that's a 2nd goal going to Marco Roas. Beautifully done. And again, Yassine Bentia with a fake shot. Bit of space, has a shot, and the keeper, again, not able to deal with it. And I am back, baby. Have I got my mojo back in a big way? That's 3 goals now to Southend United against Tottenham. Make that 4. Yassine Bentia again scoring a goal. This time from a corner. That's ridiculous, considering he's not that tall. And Roas was just on fire in this game. Look, I thought he was going to fall, but he didn't. He kept his feet, got it to Boniperti, goes around 2. It's a slow roller against the ground, but it still found its way into the net. It was great placement. And that's a 5-goal game against Tottenham, and that's exactly what we needed. Too bad we couldn't get a few wins earlier. But yeah, there was this animation, and you definitely won't be able to hear the commentators, but Martin Tyler and like, who's the other guy? I don't know. Martin Tyler was going around saying, yep, they've secured Champions Cup spot. No, I haven't. I'm 5th. I'm not even in the Champions Cup right now. So I didn't know what they were talking about. But either way. Okay, guys, this will be the last game in this episode. This is the second to last BPL game. So this is against Southampton. You know, currently we're 5th, and we need wins because it's Manchester United and Arsenal that we're fighting for a 4th spot. And again, I think Eriksen there with a shot, who's now gotten over his injury, which is good. Had a shot, it took a deflection and just went wide of the goal, so it nearly went in, but not to worry. In the 21st minute, who else but number 21 himself, Fabian Castillo, ends up getting a goal. And look, pretty early on in the second half, a pass and another pass in a punch-on with a shot, hits the post. And look, Billy Sharp, all alone, ball deflects and rebounds right back to him, and he taps it in. And that was it for the game. Really no other highlights, no other goals, and it's a draw. So, yeah, that's really inconvenient because now there's only like 1 point in it. And like we have to now rely on Arsenal and Manchester United pretty much to lose and us to win the last game of the Barclays Premier League to actually finish in the top 4. But oh well, too bad. You can see that the Tottenham there ended up winning the FA Cup. And this is going to be the end of the episode. As you can see, it will be Inter Milan in the Euro Cup final. It'd be great to win that, of course, considering it's the second last game that we'll ever be playing. And yeah, love to get a cup in our last season that we're actually playing with Southend. But yeah, still, either way, that's going to be it for me and for this episode. There will be one more episode after this, and then that's it. We'll be pretty much wrapping it up. And yeah, hope you've enjoyed, guys. I'm Yours Game of the Masterbucks. Let's hit your target. And today, yet again, it's 1,000 likes. And yeah, I know you guys will hit it. So have a good time. And yeah, don't forget, like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter. Link in the description below. And yep, I'll see you in the last episode. It'll be up pretty soon. Thanks, guys. Catch you later. Bye-bye.